Something I think that's really important for us to continue to cultivate as musicians is how we have respect for one another and for everyone else involved in what we do. Now, if you're a professional and you're out on the road, you're out on the road a lot, right? You're going to clubs, you're going to festivals, you're going to places, and you're meeting people all the time, and it might be easy to get overwhelmed by that and begin to treat people a little bit differently. Well, that doesn't really help you in the long run, because having a sign of respect and showing that between the different people is definitely going to help you not only be a good person, but help you in the long run of if they want to do a remix for you in the future, if that promoter ever wants to work with you, and so on. I've had a few run-ins lately where I felt a little disrespected by other musicians, by the way that they set up or the way that they just treated me during that gig. And I just want to share some things as how I feel that I would like to be treated, how I think other musicians should treat each other, how it's good for us to do this as a culture, and how that's going to help you. So, it's very easy to show respect for someone. It's super simple. It takes no amount of time at all. All it is just being human and connecting with someone for like a split second, right? If a musician's setting up their stuff, just going up and saying, "Hey, how you doing, man? Your set sounds great. I'm going to set up my stuff." Cool. It's all good, right? You showed them a little respect. You said you liked what they were doing. And it just eases up a lot of the tension and make things flow a lot better. Now, the thing is that a little bit is going to go a long way. That same thing goes with your fans. Like if you're overwhelmed and you don't really want to talk to your fans and they say something like, "Hey man, can you do a remix on my stuff?" Like I've had run-ins with musicians where, I didn't say it like that, but I said it in a nice way, maybe in the green room or something. And their reaction was like super cold and super unkind. And, later I find myself like on bookings the same as these musicians, and I could collaborate with them or work with them on different things, but I'm just not excited to because they were rude to me those few times. So being nice to other people is really going to help. And with your fans, all you need to do is be like, "Hey, I appreciate that. I don't really have time to do remixes. And thanks a lot for thinking of me." Right? 2 seconds and you're done. And these people will have respect for you. And the last thing you want to do is have people lose respect for you as a musician. It's definitely sucked when I've really loved someone's music and then I met them and I hated that musician. And then it makes me never listen to that music again. That's happened a few times. So know that not only happens to promoters and fans and musicians, but everyone involved, right? So be kind to everyone. Great example of this is because I'm doing this as a professional, right? And I'm going to these situations like a bar, people who work security, they're there all the time. They're running into musicians all the time. And if these people are dicks to them, they're just not going to be nice. They're just not going to enjoy their work. They are working in this industry. So I try to make a point of saying hello to the bartenders, saying hello to the people involved. Like, "Hey, doorman, my name's Isaac. Hey, nice to meet you. I'll be playing. Oh, cool." I'm not looking for them to be my fan or anything, but I'm just being a realistic human because we do this every day. We should be nice to each other. And I'm telling you, this really does help. I've done this at bars and events, and afterwards, there's one musician who played and was just mean to everyone or just ambivalent. And then I've been nice to people, and it's not because I'm trying to get something out of it. It's just that's how you should act to people. And afterwards, I've had these places invite me back because we have a rapport. They're like, "Oh, this guy, he's professional. He showed up on time. He was nice to my staff. Like everyone liked working with him. The fans came out. Cool." Because sometimes it's not just about getting the place packed. If they have the option between somebody who'll get the place packed and someone else will get the place packed, one of the defining factors might be if you're a nice person. So take this advice to heart. Like it's really going to help you out as a musician. And I also like to say to like all the headliners and people out there who feel a little overwhelmed and aren't being nice to the people before them that, you were once that person. And would you have liked it if you were new in this industry and everyone seemed to be rude to you? Like, take just the brief moment to be nice to other people. If you're too burned out to do that, you need to ask yourself why you're in this industry, right? If you can't even say hello to someone, you are burnt out. You need to take a break. And for the other people involved, I'd say, just go that little extra mile. It's definitely going to help. Another little words of wisdom is, if there's some guy who played before you and he's new to this, and you make a point to say hello to them, or you make a point during your set to call out that musician, it's going to really affect them. I have definitely had musicians contact me and be like, dude, man, that really meant a lot. It meant a lot that you called out my name and thanked me for my music. And you know what? That musician is now your true fan. When they blow up and they're the next Skrillex, they're going to totally remember you when you go, hey, dude, can you do a remix? And they're bigger than you, right? Because you were nice to them at the beginning. You believed in them. And this is really going to help us as a musical culture just be better people, not burn out as quickly, and just have a smoother ride all around. So I highly suggest you take these words of advice. Oh, and lastly, when you do run into someone who's rude, which happens quite a bit, use that as an opportunity. When they're rude to you or don't say hello or anything like that, check in yourself and see if you're doing that to anyone else. And take the opportunity to be nice to everyone else involved. Because that's really going to shine through when you're nice to the bartender, the staff involved, the promoter, everyone. It's going to help you out, and it's just a better way of interacting in this world. Because remember, we are more than just musicians. We are people, and so are the other people involved. So let's treat them with that level of respect.